What is going on, everyone? My name is Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice because that is my nickname. So it is rumored that the Miami Dolphins really are in love with LSU's quarterback, Joe Burrow. And I would be in love with Joe Burrow too. I believe that he is easily the best quarterback in the 2020 NFL Draft. But the question I'm going to answer is he worth trading up for? Should the Dolphins give a king's ransom to the Cincinnati Bengals to potentially go get Joe Burrow? Is he worth trading up for? I think he is. In this year's draft, I really do think he is, okay? I think the Dolphins should look to trade up for Joe Burrow. If the Bengals will take the offer, do it. Try everything you can to get Joe Burrow. I would give up a bunch of draft picks. I'm talking first and second rounders to trade up and go and get Joe Burrow, okay? I really would, man. I would. You know, looking at some teams that have traded up for quarterbacks, you know, the past couple years, the Texans, they traded up for Deshaun Watson. Did they regret it today? I don't think so. The Chiefs, they traded up for Patrick Mahomes. Do they regret that today? I don't think so. The Philadelphia Eagles, despite Carson Wentz's injuries, I don't think they regret trading up for Carson Wentz. He changed their franchise. Jared Goff. I do not think the Rams regret trading up to get Jared Goff. He got them to a Super Bowl. Okay, so in the last 10 years, we've seen franchises trade up for quarterbacks, and they've had a lot of success. They have. The Chiefs have won a Super Bowl. The Rams have gotten to a Super Bowl, and Carson Wentz contributed to winning a Super Bowl. And the Houston Texans, I can make the argument that they are only relevant because of Deshaun Watson. Bill O'Brien's job has been saved by Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson has allowed Bill O'Brien to steal a job. That's the facts, okay? Watch Houston play. You'll know what I'm talking about. So, look, the Dolphins, I believe they should do it. And the reason why is because you got 14 draft picks. Let me tell you something right now. All 14 of these guys are not going to make your team. All 14 of these guys that you're going to draft are not going to contribute to your team, okay? You're going to cut some of these guys. Some of these guys are going to be busts. Some of them may be good players. You could maybe even find a franchise quarterback. Maybe Tua. Maybe Justin Herbert. Maybe Jordan Love. Heck, maybe Jacob Eason. I don't know. I don't know who's on the Dolphins board, okay? But you got 5 picks in the first 2 rounds. There's no excuse to not try to do this, man, okay? But look, the Dolphins this past offseason traded away a lot of good players. They traded away Laramie Tunsil, a Pro Bowler. They traded away Minka Fitzpatrick, one of the best young defensive backs in the NFL. They traded away Kenny Stills, a very good player. A lot of teams would love to have a Kenny Stills, a guy that can, you know, catch passes, that can get some yards after the catch. Kenny Stills is a solid player. If the Dolphins hold on to their picks, they're going to be getting a lot of good players. But guess what? The Dolphins already had good players. So you're basically just replacing these guys. I believe if you have a ton of assets, if you have a ton of money, I believe you should invest in some things. I believe you should invest in a stock. I believe you should go buy that nice car, that nice house. Go ask that girl out on a date. Spend some extra money. Do it. You've got it. Why not? You've got these draft picks. Why not go get Joe Burrow? Let me tell you something right now. If you get the quarterback right, it changes everything. It really does, okay? Look at Chicago. Chicago has drafted well. They've got a creative head coach. They've got an elite defense. But guess what? They whiffed on the quarterback. Mitch Trubisky might be out the door in a couple years. The Jacksonville Jaguars. They had a great secondary, a great defensive line, a great running back, some wide receivers that I liked. They could not get over the hump because they whiffed on their quarterback. Blake Bortles was just not good enough. He wasn't. He's a backup right now. He's a backup. Look at all the teams that made the playoffs last year and the teams that actually won their division. I'm talking the Eagles, the Packers, the Patriots when they had Tom Brady, the Texans with Deshaun Watson. The Seahawks made the playoffs. You want to know what all those teams have in common? They've got the best quarterback in their division. When you get a quarterback right, you can whiff on a left tackle. You can whiff on a right tackle. You can whiff on a wide receiver. You can whiff on a defensive lineman. You can't whiff on a quarterback. You cannot hide bad quarterback play. It's just not going to win you Super Bowls. It's just not. Even Joe Flacco, who's a guy that I think is going to contemplate retiring, the next couple years. I don't think that he's a starting quarterback anymore. Joe Flacco played good football in the playoffs for the Baltimore Ravens. When the playoffs rolled around, Joe Flacco looked every bit as good as Aaron Rodgers. He looked every bit as good as Tom Brady. He beat Tom Brady. So my point is, you need a quarterback to compete in the NFL. If you don't have anything else, find a head coach. The Dolphins got that, and Brian Flores. Brian Flores won this team 5 games. This team is not a 5-win team based on their talent. Now they have had some players, through free agency, but again, you look at the Dolphins roster from this past year, the players they traded away. I felt they would have been lucky to win 2 games. They won 5. They beat the Patriots in Week 17 when the Patriots actually had something to play for. So again, man, I think you should do it. I really do. There's no guarantees that these guys are gonna pan out. You could talk about, we got 14 draft picks. Oh, we got all these 3rd round picks. We got these 4th round picks. Oh, we got the 2nd round picks. We're gonna pick this tackle out of Houston. We got the next steal. Really? Are you sure? Because an NFL player's average career is 3 years. There's going to be about 250 guys drafted this year. Okay, and guess what? Only about 50 or 60 of these guys are going to pan out. Okay? That's kind of being nice. Okay? That's me being kind of nice. Okay? Because what you get is about 15 to 17, maybe 20 guys that most general managers feel good about. Mostly every team has them on their board pretty high. Guys that are going to be drafted in the 1st round that can come in and start right away. There's some can't miss prospects. Then you get to, training camp where some underrated guys move up the ladder. There's some undrafted free agents you sign. Then that ups the number from roughly 25 to 30 guys to about 55 to 60 guys that really pan out in each year's draft, okay? I guarantee you, if you go back, if you ever have time, go back and look at last year's draft. You're probably going to find roughly 50 to 60 players that were actually worth their draft pick, okay? That's the reality. And guess what? 50 to 60 guys out of 250, that's about roughly 25%. So what does that mean? 75% of these guys are not going to make the team, are going to be bust, or are going to be out the league in a couple years. And some of these guys are not going to live up to the hype. They're just not. It's a crapshoot, guys. So this idea that you're going to rebuild by, we got all these draft picks. I believe in building through the draft. But when you have an opportunity to get it right at quarterback, to take the next franchise-changing quarterback, you do it. And again, I got questions about these guys. Just because you're going to get Tua Tagovailoa does not mean you're going to succeed. Tua has injury concerns all over his body. He never reached Joe Burrow's level of play in college. He was very good, but never had the greatest college football season of all time like Joe Burrow. I don't see the same athletic ability as Joe Burrow. I don't see the same ability to escape pressure as Joe Burrow. I just see a bigger, better, much more NFL-ready prospect in Joe Burrow that is much more durable and a guy that's going to be better. Okay? A guy that, when he faced the best defenses in college football, he played unbelievable. Tua Tagovailoa, last year versus Georgia, struggled. Versus Clemson last year, struggled. Versus Mississippi State last year, struggled. I look at Justin Herbert. Again, I have compared him to a McDonald's burger in the past. He's a McDonald's burger. He looks the part. He looks juicy. He looks tasty. He looks like the next Aaron Rodgers based on his physical ability. Oh, did you see Justin Herbert at his pro day? He threw the ball 60 yards flat-footed. No NFL quarterback can do that at practice. Well, guess what? When I turn on the film, Justin Herbert is wildly inconsistent. And when you talk to most scouts, they agree with me, okay? When you actually read the scouting reports of Justin Herbert, when you actually watch his film, go watch the film. You will see inconsistent traits. You will see wild mechanics. You will see a guy that at times cannot win with touch and accuracy. You will see a guy that only has a fastball. And this guy started 4 years in college. Red flag. Now again, he's talented. If he gets with the right team, he might pop. But if I'm Miami, it's not guaranteed that he's going to be good. It's not. Jordan Love, I like him a lot. I'm the biggest Jordan Love fan in the world. But he struggles to read defenses. He struggles to move off his first and second reads. He's not good at scanning the entire field. He makes some bad decisions. He will throw some picks. You really want to invest in Jordan Love? I don't know. I believe that Joe Burrow in this year's draft is worth trading up for. He's the most accurate quarterback in this year's draft. He's the best at reading defenses. He's durable. He's very poised. He's smart. I like his work ethic. I like his confidence. And I do believe if the Miami Dolphins have a chance to trade up and get Joe Burrow and give the Cincinnati Bengals some of their prospects, I will 100% do it in a heartbeat, no matter what the cost is. Be sure to comment where you agree with me and disagree with me. Love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juiciest Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I currently am a freshman there right now. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juiciest Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.